Hey guys, welcome back and happy Sunday. Today we're going to be doing a full body strength routine using a resistance band, specifically a hip circle. I've got this little fabric one here I'm using light because I'll be moving it around from my arms to my legs today, and for my arms I definitely need the light, but normally I would probably do like a heavy on my lower body. I just didn't feel like switching it around a lot today on the video, but you guys can go ahead and feel free to do that if you want. Or if you have one of the rubber band ones, that's even better because it's even more versatile. So it's totally up to you. So that's all you will need today. And if you don't have one of the circular ones, ain't no thing, babe, okay? Go grab one of the regular long rubber ones that you might use for like rehab. I want you to sandwich your thighs together, wrap it around, double knot it nice and tight, and ta-da, you have a hip circle band. So there you go. So like I said, we're gonna be hitting all of our major muscle groups today. This is gonna be about a 28-minute routine with our warm-up and our cool down put all together. So without further ado, go ahead, grab that circle band and maybe that mat if you wanna grab one, and let's get started. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started with our warm-up. We're just gonna do body weight to start. So let's go ahead and get started with a squat. Just taking those hips back behind you, sitting back nice and low. Think about sitting into a chair, really pressing through those heels as you come up to standing. We'll grab the band after our 4-minute warm-up here. Right now, we're just focusing on the movements, getting that blood flow right everywhere we want it to go. Let's go one more here. Perfect. I'm going to flip around face towards you guys. Let's go for a little monster walk. We're going to take it down low. We're going to take about 3 steps out to the right and 3 steps back to the left. Hello, Emmy. My co-star, of course, is here to make an appearance. Great job, guys. Let's go for a couple more here, and then you're going to meet me at the top of your mat. We're going to go for some back lunges. Hey, don't eat the fake plants. Get out of here. Oh gosh, cats, am I right? All right, we're gonna hold it up at the front here. We're gonna go ahead and take that back lunge. Knee taps down to the floor. Press through that heel, bring yourself in up to standing. We're gonna switch sides each time here while we get things warmed up. Doing great, guys. About 15 more seconds here. We're going to focus on warming up those back muscles. We're going to be hitting those today as well. Last one here. Perfect. Go ahead, face towards me. Arms are going to come out in front here. We've got a nice 90-degree angle with our elbows. We're going to open them up nice and wide. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. We're pressing that chest forward just a little bit. I'll give you a little side view here. We're going to do this with our band a little bit later. We won't have quite as high of a range of motion just because we've got that extra resistance. We're going to come on down to a plank next here with a leg pull. Last one. Let's find that plank position wherever feels good for you. We're going to lift one leg up towards the sky just a couple inches, tap it back down. We'll go same thing, other side. Use that glute. We're gonna go for an elbow walk next, warming up those tricep and chest muscles. You have the option to stay up here in a full plank or to come down to your knees. Last one here. Perfect. Go ahead, take that push-up position wherever it is for you. We're gonna walk down onto one elbow at a time and then press ourselves back up onto our hands one at a time. Try and switch which hand you press off of each time. Doing great, guys. We're gonna roll over onto our backs next. We're gonna find ourselves in a nice glute bridge position. We're gonna go for some butterflies. Let's go ahead and roll it over. Knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor, arms pressed down by your side. We're gonna lift our glutes up nice and high, and let's just go ahead, open and close those legs. Feet are nice and stable on the floor. We're just bending in and out of those ankles. Warm up those inner and outer thighs. We're gonna go for a leg stretch next. And then that is gonna be our last exercise in our warm-up. We're gonna grab our band and get started. All right, go ahead, lower those glutes, legs come up towards the ceiling. Tuck that chin, let's grab towards those calves. We're gonna stretch one leg out, come back and switch. Keep that chin tucked, we're looking down towards our thighs the whole time. One here. All right, let's bring ourselves back up to standing. Let's grab that band. We're going to start with it right around our arms. We're going to come back to that cactus position. We're going to put it right above our forearms here. Arms start out right here. Roll those shoulders back and down. Nice deep breath. And as you exhale, let's expand out. Like I said, we're not going quite as far as we did in our warm-up because we have that resistance. Think about squeezing those shoulder blades together in the back. You should be feeling this in your rhomboids right between those shoulder blades, as well as your lats right along the sides of your rib cage. We've got a whole minute here. Take your time. We're going to get plenty of high quality reps. We're going to put our hip circle back on our thighs here in just a second. Get started with some squats. Last one. Perfect. Let's go ahead and take that resistance band. We're going to step through it. It's going to come up above your knees, right around the middle of your thighs. I want you to take those feet to parallel, right underneath those sit bones. From here, we're going to go ahead and take our squat. I want you to think about pressing out just a little bit with those knees. Don't let that band bring them together and lose that nice parallel alignment. Okay, so you guys can see as well. Glutes come back behind me. I press through my heels to bring myself up to stand and give my glutes a little extra squeeze at the top. Great, guys. We're going to go for our monster walks here in a second. We're going to hold it low. Last one here. All right, face forward here. Take it down nice and low, just like you're in that squat. 3 steps out to the right. 3 steps back to the left, or however much you have room for. Maybe you're just going 1 step to 1 step. That is fine. Keep those glutes low. Weight is still back in your heels here. Doing great, guys. We're about 30 seconds away. You're going to meet me at the top of your mat there. We're going to go for some back lunges, this time on just the right side. We're going to isolate one side. We'll hit the other one right after. You feeling in the outside hip area? I sure am. All right, let's go for one more down and back. Meet me up at the top. All right, let's hold it up at the top here. We're going to turn sideways so you guys can see. Right leg goes back behind me. Knee comes down. Press through that standing heel. Let's keep that leg back behind us. Think about tucking your tail under here. Think about keeping that tail between your legs. Really pressing through the heel of that front leg so you're not just using quad, but you're using glute as well. Great, guys. We're going to do the exact same thing on the other side right after this. Never leave you uneven. Last one here. Go ahead, stand up to the top, and let's do the exact same thing on the left side. Left leg goes back behind you. Tuck that tailbone under. Let's go ahead, tap that knee, press through that heel. Doing great, guys. I'm going to give your lower body a little bit of a break after this. We're going to actually go ahead and take the band off of our legs. We're going to work on our upper body a little bit, specifically our triceps. Last one here. Perfect. Let's go ahead and take that band off. We're going to come back to that lunge position. This time we're going to do a low lunge. So knee's gonna come back behind you. Let's put that band right underneath our left foot. Grab it with your right hand. We're gonna do a little pull here. Perfect. Elbows coming right back behind you. So you're feeling this in your tricep as well as that lat. We're looking straight ahead here. Keep those shoulders nice and square forward as well as those hips. Doing great, guys. We're going to do the exact same thing on the other side here in just a second. Last one here. I'm going to go ahead and flip around, hit the other side so you guys can see here. So band comes right underneath that right foot. We grab the other end in our left hand. Same thing, shoulders nice and proud and down. And let's take that little pull. Doing great, guys. We're going to move on to our abs here in just a second. Band is going to go around your toes. We're going to lay on our backs. Doing great, guys. Hips and shoulders are squared straight in front of you. Last one here. All right, go ahead, grab that band up. Let's come to sit down on our glutes here. We're gonna take that band, we're gonna put it right along our toes here. Hold out a little pressure here so you don't lose your band. We're gonna roll down to our back. From here, we're gonna bring one knee up into our chest. Other foot stays down on the floor. Perfect. You're gonna feel this a lot in your quads, right in the front there, as well as a little bit in those lower ab muscles. Stretch that band as far as you can. Band is gonna come back to our hips next, right to our thighs. We're gonna do some butterflies, just like we did in the warm-up. Last one here. All right, just go ahead and bring those legs up. Let's scooch that band up. Feet are flat on the floor, knees are bent. We're gonna go for some traditional glute bridges here. I want your hips, toes, knees, all in one solid line. So make sure that that band is not pulling your knees in towards the center. Keep an eye on those knees. You're still holding them out nice and parallel with those sits bones. We're keeping a little bit of pressure on that band the whole time. Doing great, guys. We're gonna hold it up at the top here. We're gonna hit those butterflies. You're gonna really feel a nice burn in those glutes in just a second. Last one here, hold it up at the top. Let's go ahead, press out, come back into parallel. Out and in, just like a little butterfly flapping its wings. We're gonna leave our band here on our knees. We're gonna go for some cross crunches here in just a second. Focusing on that core once again. Keep breathing, guys. I know that booty's on fire. I know, because mine is too. You got it. 30 more seconds here. I'll leave your glutes alone for a little while. All right, last one here. Perfect. Let's go ahead, lower those legs down nice and straight. Hands are gonna float up by your ear. We're gonna go opposite knee to opposite elbow. Nice deep breath. As you exhale, let's tuck that chin. Go cross body. It's kind of like a little bicycle crunch here, except for you're bringing that head and neck down in between each repetition. And you've got that extra resistance of the band, forcing you to use a little bit more core to bring that knee up. Doing great, guys. We've got another core exercise coming up after this. We're coming back to that leg stretch that we did in the warm-up. Legs are going to be straight, toes are going to be up towards the ceiling. Last one here. All right, let's go ahead. Bring those legs up nice and straight. We're going to reach towards those calves. Chin is tucked. We're looking down towards those thighs. Let's set one leg long. Bring it back up. We'll switch other side. Using a lot of core here, as well as a little bit of those hammies right in the backs of those thighs. Doing great, guys. We're going to come up to a seated position here next. We're going to focus on our biceps for a second. You got 15 more seconds here. All right, let's come on up to seated. We're going to take that band off. We're going to bend our right knee. Foot is going to be flat on the floor. Left leg comes out nice and straight. We're going to put that band right underneath our left foot. From here, we're going to go ahead, grab that band with our left hand. We're going to go for a little bicep curl. I'm only getting a couple inches. That's okay. How far you go really depends on how heavy of a resistance on your band that you have. Keep those shoulders back and down here. We're not getting all hunchy up in our necks and our shoulders. I'm going to do the same exact thing on the other side here in a second, but I am going to flip around so you guys can still see what I'm doing. Go ahead. Flip it around. We're doing the exact same thing. So this time right leg comes out straight. Band comes underneath that left foot. Grab the top of that right hand. Shoulders back and down. Let's take that bicep curl. We're going to bring that band up onto our hips next. So coming back and pushing your glutes just a little bit longer. Small contraction, but boy, are you going to feel it tomorrow, I promise. Probably in that forearm as well. Alright, last one here. Perfect. Go ahead, lace our feet through that band. Let's bring it back up to our hips here. Or excuse me, left side. We're going to flip around. We're going to be on our hands and our knees. Hands are right underneath those shoulders. Knees are right underneath those hips. We're going to go for a little donkey kick here on just our left side. Tummy is in nice and tight, back is nice and flat, and let's go ahead and stamp that foot up on the ceiling. So we've got a nice 90-degree angle with that knee. Your foot is flexed, so you should be able to stamp the entire foot up on the ceiling like you're leaving an imprint there. Hips and shoulders are staying square to the floor. Belly button is sandwiched up into your spine, low back is flat. Think about tucking that tailbone down between your legs. Great job, guys. We're going to go for a little leg extension here in just a second. We're going to stick on the left side. We're going to get a good booty burn before we switch sides. Last one here. Perfect. Very similar motion. This time we're just taking the leg out straight, up in line with that hip. So it's coming out straight up in line. Just like you're kicking a door closed back behind you. It's coming up just in line with that hip. Low back is staying nice and stable, guys. That's how we protect that lumbar spine. Great. We're going to come into a plank position after this. We're going to add on a little leg pull. About 15 seconds away from that plank, and then we will hit the right side, I promise. Just gonna give your glutes a little bit of a break. Last one here. Perfect. Let's go ahead, find that plank position. Hands are right underneath your shoulders. Roll those shoulders back and out, squeeze those glutes together, tuck that pelvis under just a little bit. From here, we're gonna go ahead and lift our leg up just a couple inches up in line with that hip. Use your glutes, switch side each time. You do have the option to come down to your knees for your plank and take your leg pull there. Just keep that low back nice and stable. You got it, guys. We're gonna come back to that donkey kick, this time on the left side. I'm gonna switch around so you guys can see. Let's go ahead. Come on down to those hands and those knees. We're starting with that donkey kick. Nice 90-degree bend in that right knee. Stamp that foot up on the ceiling. Low back is nice and stable. All right, after our donkey kick, you know what's coming up next. We're gonna go for that leg extension. And then we have one more exercise, an upper body exercise, and then we'll stretch. Great, guys. 30 more seconds, we're gonna take that leg extension. Squeeze that glute at the top, you got it. All right, guys, let's go ahead. Extend that leg out just in line with your hip. Pressing that foot back behind you like you're kicking a door closed. Band is going to come off of our thighs next, and we're going to go ahead and put it around our forearms. Not like that chest expansion that we did earlier. We're going to go for our elbow walks from there, just like we did in the warm-up. Great, guys. Last one here. Perfect. Let's go ahead and grab that bandana off. We're going to put it right up around our forearms. And let's come back into our push-up position here. Again, option to be on your knees or up on your toes. From there, we're going to go ahead and lower down one elbow at a time. Lift on up. One elbow at a time. Switch which side you're on each time. You got it. Inside 15 seconds of hard work. We're going to grab our band. And lay down on our backs for our stretch. Last one here. All right, let's grab that band. We're gonna put it around our left foot here, our left toe. Let's lower down. Add in a little pressure here. We're gonna straighten out that leg and hit that hamstring / calf muscle. Nice deep breaths here. All right, let's go ahead. We're gonna take that leg out to the side for our inner thigh stretch. Grab on with the same hand. We're gonna bring this leg back up in line with our hips in a second. We're gonna take an IT band stretch. That's one of the bands right along the sides of your thighs. So let's go ahead and bring it up. We're gonna switch hands. So we've got band in our right hand and on our left foot. Both glutes stay down on the ground. Hips are firmly planted. We're gonna slowly bring this foot cross body to the opposite direction, just as far as you can keep both glutes firmly planted on the floor. From there, I want you to pivot your big toe down towards the floor. You're gonna feel a long stretch right along the side of that leg. We're gonna do the exact same thing on the other side here in a second, but I'm gonna come up to seated. We're gonna take a little break in between. Let's go ahead, interlace those hands up overhead. We're gonna take a little side bend here. We're just gonna go ahead, take it over to one side. If it feels good for you, you can go ahead and rotate, look down to the floor. Nice stretch through that upper back and those lats. Let's come on back to center here. We're gonna do the exact same thing, other side. Nice stretch through the side of that body. And if it feels comfortable for you, go ahead and rotate down to the floor. Let's go ahead, come on up, and from here, we're gonna interlace those hands back behind us, and we're gonna take a nice chest stretch. Arms come out nice and straight, proud chest, option to look straight forward, or to look up towards the ceiling. We're gonna go ahead and grab that band, we're gonna come laying down on the floor, and we're gonna stretch out that right leg. One more nice deep breath here. All right, go ahead, unlace those fingers. Let's grab that band. We're gonna put it right around our right toes this time. Lay yourselves back, straighten out that right leg. Think about pressing that heel up towards the ceiling. Oh, a nice stretch through the back of that calf and that hamstring. We're gonna hit the inner thigh next. Go ahead, take that leg out towards the side just as far as feels comfortable, keeping that slight little stretch in your hamstring to deepen the stretch if you'd like. Nice slow deep breaths here, relaxing the nervous system, letting us stretch and relax a little bit deeper. Go ahead, bring that leg back on up. We're gonna switch hands here with that band. Both hips stay firmly planted on the ground, and we're gonna slowly take that right leg cross body for that IT band. Once you get to your end point, pivot through the heel, point that big toe down to the floor. Oh, a nice deep stretch right along the side of that thigh and that calf. Go ahead, take that band on off to the side. You did it. You're all done. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this workout. If you did, of course, please go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Thank you so much for being here, because without you, I would not be here. I appreciate you. So thank you again. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you again next Sunday.